Hi everyone and welcome to a new edition of the RBM Roundtable, where we get the chance to catch up with the Bowls Australia Regional Bowls Manager team and the Bowls Australia participation staff. I've got two great guests joining me today. Firstly, he's the RBM for Sydney. That's Brett Hughes. G'day, Brett.
Hey Clive, how are you?
Going well, mate, going well. And of course, Bowls Australia's Development and Programs Coordinator in Haylee Jesensek. How are you, Haylee?
I'm good, Clive. How are you?
Yeah, going great. All right, let's get into it. Firstly, Brett, just give us a rundown of your area. I mean, Sydney is probably fairly straightforward, but Sydney, the area, and how long you've been in the role.
Yeah, Clive. So I've been in the role now for about 3 years. And Sydney, yeah, it's probably not as big as the other areas that the RBMs cover off, but very congested. So, I go up as far as Wiseman's Ferry, up the top, go out to Oberon, Lithgow, and then, down as far as Engadine. So it mightn't seem as big of area, but if you try getting from one place to the other in the Sydney traffic, it can take quite a bit of time. But,
yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, absolutely. And Haylee, your role with Bowls Australia, how long have you been in it, and are you enjoying the role?
Yeah, so my role is, like you touched on before, the Development and Programs Coordinator, and I'm one of Bowls Australia's newer staff members. So I've been in the role for 8 or 9 months. I started in December last year, and I'm enjoying it. It's a fantastic role. It's nice to be able to reach out to clubs, and I'm finding it a little bit hard working from home because I've been at home now for longer than I've been able to work in the office. So it's definitely been a little bit of a challenge, but it's been fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure many people can relate to those challenges. So, Brett, we're in a changing society and Bowls needs to change with it. Give us just an idea of the participation trends at the moment, perhaps away from the traditional formats of the game.
Yeah, well, thanks for that, Clive. We've seen out there, like we've had our pennant competitions and championships and that going for a long time, and we have seen a little bit of a decrease in that area. But as far as participation in the sport, it's never been better. People playing barefoot bowls, social outings, works coming along and doing groups. The numbers are actually very, very good. And I suppose from our point of view, we haven't really changed to accommodate that, to bring some of them people into our sport. So, as I said, more people playing the sport than we've ever had before. But now it's about trying to how do we catch that and get them to a bowling club and participating in competition bowls.
Yeah, so there's some clubs out there that are running some fantastic community bowls and there's different programs out there. And of course, one of those is Bowls Australia's program called Jack Attack. Give us a rundown on what Jack Attack's all about.
Yeah, thanks, Clive. So Jack Attack is a shorter format of the game of bowls. It's 2 sets of 5 ends with a tiebreaker if required. Each team has a power play within that. So what's a power play? It's basically double your points. So if you get a 4 on that end, you get 8. So it's a great competition where you could have one side that's maybe getting beat 20-0 in the first set. They come out and win the next set 5-4, and then it's down to a one-end shootout. So quite exciting. The game goes for about an hour and 20 minutes, and it gets everybody involved. So the game, the clubs that I've had participating in it last year have absolutely loved it, and they're lining up again. So just an example of one of my clubs would be Kalara Bowling Club. Started a program last year. They had about 18 sides involved in it. And they said it was absolutely fantastic. So they've got it all over their website. They got local companies involved. They had grandkids, sporting groups, and certainly one of the success stories just at one of my clubs in Sydney.
Fantastic. And Haylee, one of your projects is actually over the last couple of months has been getting in touch with a lot of the clubs that either are running programs or have got a license and perhaps haven't been using the license. How's that gone? And yeah, give us the details on some of those conversations you've had with clubs.
Yeah, so it's actually been a pretty good project to have, getting in contact with all current license holders that are on our database, which is around the 250 clubs nationally. So there's quite a few to get through. It's been a lengthy process, but it's been fantastic to hear from some of the clubs who didn't even realize that they had a license. You know, they might have purchased it back in 2014 or 2015, weren't aware that they had one, and they are happy to take up an avenue of having a social program that they thought that they were going to need to spend the money on, but it was sitting right there. It's a fantastic way to get those social bowlers in. And I guess Jack Attack is looking at targeting that younger demographic. So it's getting a brand new bunch of bowlers in. So what I found by contacting these clubs is that it's not expending any more money, especially during the circumstances that everyone is facing at the moment. It's a great conversation to have with either myself or their RBMs, because they've got that sitting there. Like, it's something that they have already got. They've purchased it, whether it be last year, whether it be back in 2014 or whatever. It's a once-off fee. So without having to expend any money to get those new bowlers in is fantastic. And it's great to see how many clubs have been interested in taking up that offer.
Excellent. And in talking to other clubs, have you come up with any keys to success for clubs that that are looking to run a Jack Attack program?
Yeah, so I think because Jack Attack is aimed at that sort of breaking the stigma that bowls is for the older demographic, it's really important that, you start making it an engaging environment. So one of our top tips is to have music over the greens. I guess that creates that fun environment. It's without even realizing it, you find that you've got your players sort of singing along to the songs and bopping around. And even if you let the teams pick what songs or, create playlists or something like that, so then every team has like a song that they've requested that's over the greens and stuff like that, that really creates the environment. I guess as well, if you're a Jack Attack coordinator, you go around and you really make the effort into trying to build those relationships with the teams and get them coming back and having those conversations, and really just trying to get to know them on a personal level rather than just, getting them in the doors on the greens, then leaving. And yeah, it's really great. And trying to get all of those participants into your club room, whether it's for, a dinner or a barbecue at the end of your program. It's just stuff like that that really makes your participants feel welcomed at your club. And I think at the end of the day, that's what we need at the moment. We need people to socialize and to feel welcomed and to have fun.
That's brilliant. Some great suggestions in there. Look, we've had the recent announcement that Bowls Australia are reaching out to clubs for with an opportunity, I guess, to host a Jack Attack program with two different streams. Haylee, give us the rundown on Jack Attack Lite.
Yeah, so Jack Attack Lite is I guess the one part of the Jack Attack initiative that Bowls Australia has come up with as the Return to Bowls recovery plan. And that is being offered to 50 clubs nationally, where it is a 3-month free Jack Attack license. And you have to head to the Bowls Australia website to fill in an expression of interest form. That is then decided by Bowls Australia and the RBMs based on region as well. So it is offered to 50 clubs nationally, but per region. And yeah, you basically, within that 3 months of your free license period, you can run a Jack Attack program as many times as you'd like. Just keep in mind that there is around a 4 to 6 week lead-in period before your first session, just to get the, I guess, promotion and get your teams registered and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and clubs get a mini toolkit, if you like, to run their event, don't
they? So they'll get a little pack. So they will receive 150 scorecards, a Jack Attack polo for the Jack Attack coordinator, as well as the online editable like promotional flyer, and then RBM assistance as well.
Fantastic. And Brett, Jack Attack Plus is the alternate offering, and it's one that you've had a fair bit of success with in your area in the last couple of weeks. Tell us what Jack Attack Plus is all about.
Well, I think it's hard not to, Clive. It's just such a good offering out there for clubs, and we all know clubs want new members and they want participants on their green. So this is a deal that's out there for any Jack Attack club if you're registered as a Jack Attack club, or if you register before the 31st of August. So if you haven't got a licence yet, that's fine. See your local RBM. They can come out. They can explain it to you. So basically, you register as a Jack Attack club, so it costs you $450. You get the initial kit, startup kit, which is 500 hard copies, 150 scorecards, stickers, all the branded merchandise, a beautiful Jack Attack banner, pull-up banner, so that you can put in your main foyer to do some advertising. We have Jack Attack digital marketing kit, so a 6-week plan, all the logos, brandings, videos that you can use that BA have got. We also promote this, and this is done through our own social media, but also through Just Play platforms. But the one that probably stands out the most is a paid Jack Attack coordinator. So we'll pay somebody $36.20 an hour for 3 hours a night over the 4 weeks to run the program. Now, what that means for the smart committees out there, if their committee does it or one of their members does it and donates that money back, that actually covers the cost of the Jack Attack licence. So you're getting more than the $450 there. So then on top of that, you get all the support from your RBM. Hundreds of different things that we can help out with. And in your program, if you have 6 to 11 sides, we'll give $150 towards a barbecue or some trophies or prize money. If you have more than 11 sides, so 12 to 19, we'll give you $250 for your awards, and then over that there's $300. So no excuses now not to get a licence and hop on board. It's just, I'm really excited about this, Clive, because I've just seen the success that some of the clubs have had with this program.
Yeah, and you've summarised it very well. So basically the two streams there, one that clubs can get on board with that's free and risk-free, I guess, in the Jack Attack Lite point of view. And then the Jack Attack Plus, you get a program running and you're essentially making money out of running the Jack Attack Plus. And of course, not forgetting that in both streams, you can charge your participants, whether it be $5 a head, $10 a head, and include whatever you like in there. So huge opportunities here for clubs. Haylee, in terms of Jack Attack Lite, there is a cut-off date for the application process, 21st of August?
Yeah, 21st of August, correct. So it is coming up. The expression of interest form doesn't take long to fill out at all. It's just a couple of questions as well, just regarding the planning stage. So because we take Jack Attack very serious, we think that it's a fantastic avenue. There's just a couple of questions that just show that your club is going to take Jack Attack serious as well, even though we are offering this free license. So it just goes around making sure that your club is aware of the effort that it takes to run a Jack Attack program, because it's not the easiest program to run. You know, there is things that you've got to consider before setting it up. So, you know, what day of the week you're going to run it, you know, if you're going to offer any incentives, and just, you know, questions like that prompt it. So I'd say it takes probably 3 to 5 minutes to fill out on the Bowls Australia website.
Yeah, and of course that Bowls Australia website, bowls.com.au, or you can head to jackattack.com.au. Both of those will take you to all those details regarding Jack Attack Lite and Jack Attack Plus. Now, Brett, we know that many of the community are still battling away under COVID restrictions, and clubs and so forth are still under those restrictions. It's important to remember that our RBM team can help with the government funding and so forth that's still out there.
Yeah, they certainly can, Clive. And you know, it's been a very bad year, terrible year, really, when you think about the floods and the bushfires and now COVID, which is seen to be hanging around, certainly more in Melbourne and a couple of outbreaks in Sydney. But yes, there is different government assistance that is available, and it all changes, I suppose, from different state and different areas. But the RBMs are well aware of that, and they're up to date. They do newsletters and send out. But if your club's not sure and need any assistance at all, just ring your local RBM or email them. There's always rules and regulations that are changing too. I know that in our area there's one about spectators last month. Our states do a great job in also getting out there and letting the clubs know what they can and can't do. But the RBMs work in assistance with the states, and they've got plenty of information out there and they're happy to support any club. So, yes, don't be frightened to pick up the phone or send an email. Doesn't matter how little or big you think it is. We're there to help clubs.
Yeah, well said. Haylee, you're obviously based in Victoria. You touched on the fact that you've been at home for a few months now. What about for the clubs in the area? What's your message to the clubs out there that are still basically in lockdown in Victoria?
Yeah, I think that for us Victorians, it's just important to remember to keep in touch with your members. You know, I guess a lot of the time bowls clubs, like our members are in that older demographic and, you know, the at-risk age group as well. And it's just important to, you know, have some sort of rostering system or something to ensure that your members are okay and that they're doing okay. I guess the first lockdown was different. Everybody was, you know, just getting used to that, the uniqueness of the situation. Now that we're into our second lockdown, it's really draining on everybody, and, you know, everybody's missing their family, everybody's missing their friends. There's also, with the older demographic, the problem is technology as well. Not everybody can just get onto a Zoom call and have a Zoom meeting with their friends and their family. So I think it's important to come up with some sort of system to keep in touch with your members. So I know that there's a lot of clubs that are running their newspaper more frequent, so like their newsletter more frequently. They have a buddy system where they buddy their members up with another member, just to touch base, give them a phone call, or, you know, whatever is applicable to them, just to make sure that everybody's doing okay and just doing those checks. So I think it's important for, I guess, mental health as well to do that. And then just for clubland as well, just to make sure that you're using this time to really get into those tasks that are easily put off when you're very busy, when you're open, when you're running. Now's the time. You're probably never going to get this time again to, you know, go over all of that, those tasks that are usually pushed to the side. So now's the time to get into that and do that. And then start planning for when you're opening as well. So have things started now that by the time we can reopen, is just going to hit the ground running.
Yeah, perfect. Brett, the RBM portfolio is a big one, but there's many ways that the RBMs can be helping clubs, particularly in these tricky times.
Definitely, Clive. And the one thing I did say earlier is don't be frightened to pick up the phone or send her an email. The RBMs are out there to assist clubs. A couple of things that we do look at, and especially in the last few months, has been around governments, planning, different programs, constitution. But the one that I really think that the clubs don't look at enough is grants. Just recently in my area, we had the local, the grassroots grants. We were able to get out there and assist a lot of clubs in getting some much needed funds. But there are plenty of grants out there. And one of my clubs in particular is South Coogee Bowling Club. I know that the committee there and Steve Murray that looks after that, I think they've got 6 of their last grants that they applied for. 6 from 6. And, you know, that's things such as the returfing of the green, turning it from a cooch into a tiffy, the shade structure around the green, solar panels, outdoor decking area, toilets, and now they're just putting in a kid's backyard to try and attract, I suppose, some of the people that we were looking at with the Jack Attack program. So, and the one thing Steve did say, in the last lot of grants, there was only 6 sporting groups in his area that applied. So they all got grants. Wow. So if you don't apply, you're no chance. So ring your RBM, email him, get him to come out and assist you.
All right, and of course you can check out who your local RBM is by getting onto bowls.com.au, head to the club support section and all the information is there, as well as a wealth of other information actually to help you with any aspect of running your club. Some of our RBMs are on the road and visiting clubs at the moment. Some are still not able to do that, but they're still well and truly able to help over the phone or via email, as Brett has touched on. Thank you very much, Haylee, for your time. I wish you luck dealing with all the flood of requests that are going to be coming in for Jack Attack Lite and Jack Attack Plus, but we really encourage clubs to get involved and get in touch and register for a program.
Yeah, thanks, Clive. It's been fantastic to have a chat with you and Brett today.
All righty, and Brett, stay safe out there, mate, and thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Clive. Thanks, Haylee.